Hey everybody, I bet you want to know how to increase your sales on KDP. Well, a way to do that is definitely through Amazon advertising. So running ads on Amazon. This is a way to increase your sales and boost your profits, and an effective ad strategy will really help you. Now, you don't have to use ads. You can definitely go organic, but a way to maximize your potential and get your products in front of customers is to be able to run ads effectively. So I'm going to talk about my effective ad strategy, and um, that's pretty much what we're going to talk about today. Hey everybody, my name is Ashley with Publish with Ashley. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, join my Facebook group. I'd love to have you all here. I'm usually here live. Next week I will not be live, but I will have a show for you. So I'm here every week, whether I'm live or not, but there will be a show. Okay, so I'm going to start just going into it, but the first thing I wanted to, let me share my screen here, add to stream. Okay, so the first thing here, I just wanted to bring this to your attention real quick. So I have, there's a course by Fernando who is really big into Etsy, and I actually just opened another Etsy shop. Within the first 2 days or first 24 hours, I actually had a sale, and I've had some more sales since then. And my store has not been open very long. So Fernando's really good at Etsy and can really teach you. You can actually take what you do in KDP and translate a lot of that into Etsy. And Fernando's really great about that. He goes through it step by step. And this is a course I just want to show you super quick that he's already might increase really soon. But it is like, if you don't know how to do Etsy, you don't know how to do anything, this is a great course for you. It talks about the branding basics, setting up your store, getting it opening, like selling it, how to sell products, how to get traffic to your store. Should you do handmade, print on demand? He walks you all through that, and he's got some great bonuses. So it's $67 today. I've got a link in the show notes, and I think it goes up to $92 I don't know, later today, and then the next week, it's definitely going to be $297. But for the price point today, it's an awesome deal. Okay, that was it. That's all I wanted to show with that. Let's go right into ads. Okay, so since I'm doing this live, I had to kind of, I don't want you guys to see all my niches and stuff like that, just because you've got to come up with your own stuff. Everyone does. But I wanted to show you one ad campaign that I have actually was analyzing yesterday. And I wanted to kind of walk you through what I do as my ad strategy and how I actually analyze that. So the first thing I do when I start a new ad is I start an automatic campaign. Okay. And it's about 10 to 20 cents is what I started at. And, it depends on what it is. If it's I know something that's not going to be very competitive, I definitely start at 10 cents. But if it's something a little bit more competitive, I'm going to start 15 to 20 cents. And this is just kind of something you learn and try. It also depends on how much profit. On these books, I have about $3.50 in profit. And so I'm willing to start about 20 cents for this particular niche that I'm working in. Okay. And so what I do is I run that automatic ad and I get some data. Now, I also usually, because I've done my keyword research, and we talked about in last week, getting all those keywords and making something, I usually have enough keywords to run a keyword manual ad. So you can run a manual ad and put in keywords. And so I will do that. And then I look through them. So here's one that I wanted to analyze to show you kind of what I do and see if it's performing well, is it not performing well, and what can I do? And this one actually is why I'm showing it as an example, because I was really surprised on this one. So this particular niche, I have an automatic ad running, which I kind of have up. This data right here shows all the books that it's up against and everything. So that's why I've downloaded it to this Excel sheet. So you can actually do this too. You can download the Excel sheet, or you can just look online. But I downloaded it because I could make that what the books actually are, the ASINs, very small, so you can't read them. Sorry, I can't share all my secrets, because you know what, people just copy, and it's not fair to me. It's not fair to you guys. Come up with what you do well. Okay, so I'm going to stay on that. Okay, so I have this, how I've gotten to this page. Let me walk you through that. So when you go into ads, you go into all campaigns. You're going to click the particular campaign. In this case, I have example WC auto. So it's an auto ad. I name them something that I understand, and I usually name it, manual or auto or something that gives me an idea of what it is. And then you go into the ad group and then you click on search terms. And so all I've done from that web page is downloaded this into an Excel sheet. Okay, I've added this break even stuff to kind of, so you have examples. This is me. I've added this. So what I've done is I've downloaded this, and you can look and see how many impressions, how many clicks. This data takes a little bit of time to get. I think it takes about a week before some of this data will show up. It doesn't just show up automatically. It takes some time to get some data. But once you have an ad running, then you can kind of look at this. And so this is the auto ad, and it's got the clicks, the cost, click-through rate, spend, how much I've spent for each of these items, and then cost per click, how many orders, all that, right? So here's what was really interesting. So what this auto ad got ran against is it got ran against keywords, and it got ran against products. And what I found really fascinating about this particular ad is that everything that these sales came from, and actually most of the things that got impressions were actually from products. So instead of keywords, there's like one term here, the keyword that actually got an impression. But what actually was showing mostly was products. So this particular product is not being sold through keywords, because the keyword ad I did on it, the manual keyword ad, actually was not performing at all. It had a really high ACoS, and so I shut it off. Now, how do I know to shut it off? We'll talk about that in a second, but I just want to go back to, so what I found really interesting about this is when I went through this auto ad is that this product is selling via products. It is not selling via keywords. Why that is, I'm not really sure. But what that tells me is that I should stop trying keyword ads and try and focus on product ads. And that's one of the things you can actually do a manual ad through, like products. And so I'm going to use all these ones that they've shown, but definitely the ones that have actually converted. So right here, you can see orders, and you can see my ACoS for each of those. And if you scroll down, there's more orders, and they're all via products. Okay. And some have better ACoS than others. But you kind of go through that and decide what's working, what isn't. But what I definitely decided from this auto ad is that I should stop my manual ads and really try and get a product ad running. And you can find the same thing through going through your data, you're going to basically, like I said, you're going to click through onto the campaign, you're going to click to the ad group, and then go to search terms and see what it gives you. And you go through and decide, okay, what is actually selling the product? Okay, it's these keywords, it's these products. In this case, it's this product here. This one right here, one person apparently looked at it, clicked through, and I got a sale. Now, let's see. ACoS, right? 1% ACoS is pretty good, 7%. Now you remember this whole ad is going to total up to, I think it was 14%, or was it 15? Something like 14 for 15% ACoS is the roll-up ACoS. So overall, this total ad has been profitable, which is why I've kept it running. But now I also know I need to add products to this. Like I need to make a product ad and just try and see what products that this is using, Amazon's trying to sell it against, and then what products I also think by just search terms in Amazon and finding products that are similar to mine. And it's just making a list. You can do this through Publisher Rocket, which is an easy way to get a long list of products to advertise your product against, but you can also just do it manually, which is free. Now, okay, how do I decide what's doing well, what's not doing well? Okay, so ACoS, let's talk ACoS. ACoS is your spend, like how much you spent on the ad versus the sales, okay? Now, that's a great number to know, but it doesn't tell you anything. Everyone always wants to know, should I stop this ad? Should I start this ad? What you need to understand is your break-even ACoS. I'm super big on this. Like there is some math involved. It's not a lot of math, but you need to understand your break-even ACoS. So the profit of your book divided by the cost of your book. That is your break-even ACoS. That is if you're making money or not. So let's say your profit of your book is $2. the cost of the book is, I'm sorry, yeah, profit is $2. You make $2 per book. Your cost of your book is about $6.99. So that's pretty similar to what most people are experiencing. And I think that comes out to 0.28 whatever numbers. So it's 28% is your A cost. So anything over 28%, this ad is not bringing me money. Now you can go back and see, because some ads, something to note, and I do this because even if it's past my break even A cost, what I go and look over my entire sales per the month. Okay. And I see if I've had, because sometimes advertising and you get purchases, Amazon will show your product more, so you get more organic sales. So I look and see, okay, are my organic sales like increasing? Are they doing well? Am I selling more books than I usually? This one in particular, I actually went and looked at the particular book this is on, and I'm getting far more organic sales than this is showing as far as per the ad. So it's been shown more, and I've seen the increase in sales over time just running this really simple, cheap ad. So it's definitely something to look at. Even if you're above your break-even A cost, you say, okay, well, am I selling more organically? And then you can decide. So that's really the way to decide if an ad is really working. Now, there's other things that you can tweak with an ad. Like someone asked me the other day, like, I'm noticing less sales now. What could be wrong? And I said, well, look at the impressions. Are your daily impressions going down? This is something you kind of have to track. So let's say you have an ad that's going really well, and you notice like each day it does about 1,000 impressions. Well, maybe the next day it's 600, and then the next day is 400. Well, then that's why the ad, it's kind of getting stale. So the idea is usually to take that data, tweak it, and do a new ad. It might take a little bit of time to start up because that's kind of the thing, especially the lower cost ads, the 10 to 20 cent ads, they take some time. So I usually let them run for a week. And if no impressions are being shown, then I like increase by a few cents at a time. You don't want to increase a huge jump because that confuses the algorithm, but small changes to your ad can be helpful. Okay. Now let's see. What else? Questions? Hello. Okay, so definitely, hello everybody. I don't see any questions yet, but definitely look at your A cost and look at know what your break-even A cost is. That's always my big thing. There are other things to note. Your impressions, are they increasing, decreasing daily? Are they staying the same? That's the sign of a stale ad. Are you getting clicks? So what I look at an ad is, okay, so impressions are good. Clicks, if you're getting click through, then your cover is definitely attracting attention. So that's good. And if you're not getting any, like if you're getting orders, that's good. But if you're not getting any sales at all, it might be your product page. So an idea to fix your product page is to add A+ content. So that might improve your actual orders. So those are kind of the things I look at. Am I getting clicks? Am I getting clicks? Then my cover is definitely of interest to people. But if I'm not getting any orders, there's something on the product page. Maybe it's the description, but A+ content could really also, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? You can really sell your content through A+ content. Okay. And definitely know A cost, know your break even, all those things. Everyone asks, is it doing well? Yes, it would be great if you're spending a lot of money, you're going to get a lot of impressions and, you'll move up in the ranks fast. But I'm conservative. I like to keep mine 10 to 20 cents. I like to be kind of cheap, but I also know I'm making money on my ads. So there are different ways to do it. You can go gung ho, spend a lot of money, get a lot of data, and then you can definitely, with that data that you've spent money on, do what I'm doing now, like open up these pages and say, oh, it's products, it's these keywords. That's what's converting to a sale. Those are the ones I need to use. Or you can just kind of let it take time, let it build, and build a consistent basis. And that's kind of what I do. All right. How many clicks do you like to see? I don't have a rule. And it's possibly because I have so many ads and so many books that I'm advertising for cheaply. For me, because of time, I don't worry about how many clicks I get. I just look that I am getting clicks. Now, if I'm getting like 1 million impressions in one click, that's kind of bad, right? But if I'm getting any sort of click-through rate that's like, I'm even okay with 5% click-through rate, then I'm feeling pretty good because I know my ad is on the cheaper end. So I'm kind of expecting lower click-through rates. Oh, hey, Bailey, hand pinky waving. But no, I don't concern myself as much with clicks. Like I do look at it to see that I am getting clicks, like at least a few. If there's no clicks whatsoever, I would be more concerned than if I have a lower click-through rate. And it's because I just do cheaper ads. And so I know my click-through rate is just going to be lower. But it's good once you start gathering data to kind of see that I really didn't realize why my manual based keyword ad was not working. It did not convert well. But this auto ad is actually profitable and doing well. And it's because it's against products. So I know that that's what I need to do next. I need to do a product ad. So it's interesting to see kind of the data you can find. Like I said, my strategy is always to start with an auto ad and I do a manual keyword ad. And then I see what performs. And then I look into the data and decide why is it performing or not performing. I don't worry about clicks too much because I get clicks. Is that a terrible thing? I've done enough covers now that I've done enough bad covers now. You know, that's something you can do, a lot of bad covers. But now I've done enough covers that I know what a good cover looks like. So clicks for me have not been my problem. But if you're getting no clicks whatsoever, that definitely is a problem. Okay, any questions on ad strategy about ACoS, break-even ACoS, why that's important to understand, anything like that? This is a pretty simple strategy in the sense that you can be very complex. You can do almost calculus to do these ads. And there's some super complex strategies out there, but I like to keep mine pretty simple because it's me running my business. And though I can do higher order math, I don't see the reason to do higher order math. You've changed your cover 5 times. Okay, so are you appealing to a specific audience? That would be what I would be curious about. I think a lot of people, when they first start, don't really understand what that means until you get it. Like, I know it's a terrible description, but like until you understand, you're really honing in a specific audience and their likes, like until you've done it enough, it's hard to see it when you're looking back at your own stuff. Please, when you say you give it how much time, for example, okay. So how much money do you want to spend? So for time-wise, I give it about a week when I'm doing my low ads to see if I get any impressions. If I don't get any impressions after a week, I raise my bids, by a few cents, 3 to 4 cents at a time. And then sometimes 5, but usually 3 to 4 cents. And then, so if I have high ACoS, it's how much do I want to spend? But even if I give it maybe 2-3 weeks, and if my ACoS is too high for me, then I usually drop it. The nice thing about low content books is you can make more and find the winners that do work. So I just kind of keep making books and keep running ads, and then ones don't work. There's a few things you can do. One, try it again. Sometimes what happens is Amazon shows it to the wrong people. And as the ad gathers data, it continues to kind of show it to not the wrong people, but it shows it to the people who are purchasing, even though the ACoS is high. And so I will shut the ad down and restart it and see if it will go. So I'll give it like 3 times actually before I'll shut it down. And how long you want it to go really depends on how much money you want to spend. But yeah, 3 weeks, I'd probably be like, I'm going to shut this down and just try and open it up again and see if I get good. Now, after the 3rd try, if it's just not working, then I just won't run ads on it. I'll just make a new book and try again. So that's kind of what I do. You can do different things. But any data you have run, so any advertising you've spent money on, go into the search terms, go look what sold and consider why it might have sold against that product. Why did that keyword, or like look at those things to see and gain whatever data you can out of that ad. You paid for it and you got data out of it. So there's no reason not to look in and see what is selling and why. Now, why? No one's going to tell you, but you can kind of draw some conclusions. Like with my ad here, products were selling this particular product, not keywords. Well, I would have thought keywords would have sold it, but apparently not. I think that it's because the product is kind of like a gifty type thing. So people are searching around at different things and end up on my book. So I think that's kind of why, but I don't know if that's why, but that the data told me very strongly that it's products that are going to sell this particular product and not keywords. Okay. So what is the average impression per day? It totally depends on how much you bid. If you bid 50 to 75 cents, I promise you'll get a whole bunch of impressions. Will those impressions be any good? I don't know. You have to, like, the number of impressions, it's really about how much you bid, right? So a lower bid is going to be a lot less. It's about the change over time. So if you were getting more impressions each day, so you've got to track that. That's why I said you can get really detailed in your ads. You can, I have this whole spreadsheet where you track every single impression, every single click, and then the spreadsheet does all this automatic division, and it's really confusing and complex. And I just decided to simplify my strategy and just kind of look at the overall trends. But how many impressions per day really depends on how much you bid, and what is good just really depends on the trend, if it's going up or going down. That's kind of it. I've seen a video that says to try to run mini ads, and if they are the same type of ads, the same book, would I duplicate? I do 3 types of ads. I always have an auto ad, and I always have a keyword ad, and then I often will do a product ad. So I run 3 on the same book, but they're different kinds. I don't tend to overlap because I don't think it does me any good. I could now, if you're going to do a keyword ad and you use different keywords for each keyword ad, or a product ad and you're going to use different products for a product ad, then that's fine, because you're not competing against yourself at that point in time. You're in a specific, you're competing against specific things. But I wouldn't actually re-advertise over the same things. Does that make sense? Hopefully. I like having the auto ad run because it runs ads on things I wouldn't think. It runs ads on what Amazon thinks. Now, that can be good or bad. The algorithm does the best it can, right? I had one, I always joke, I had one that was a sperm whale notebook. It totally did not run ads on the right thing. It's going for sea creatures, not what it decided to run ads on. So Amazon's auto ad did not work for that at all. But it tries. All right. Anything else? Any other questions? Hopefully this is kind of helpful to kind of see. A lot of people always ask me, where do you go to find the data? So go into the campaign, go into the ad group, and then go into the search terms. And that will give you what products, and in an auto ad, what products and keywords it's actually advertising against and getting impressions. Okay. It's not going to show anything that doesn't get an impression. And it also has a caveat on there that says it only shows what has gotten impressions in the last 30 days. So it's kind of a running 30-day total. All right. Is there anything else? Any other questions anyone has? If not, that's all I have for today. I hope this was helpful. And come next week, noon, I won't be live, but I will have a video up for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you have any requests for a specific type of thing. Otherwise, I'm not sure what I was considering doing, but I will think about it. I was thinking of doing a niche video. Do you guys want a bunch of niches? Because I've seen a lot of interest in that lately. So I might do that too. All right. That's all I have for today. Oh, it says, I've got 2. I didn't know how to pull up this report. Yeah, I know. It's kind of, you have to kind of click all the buttons until you can find it. What is the best amount for bidding books priced at $7.99? Are those black and white? If they're black and white, you're making like is it $2.89 or $3? You're making somewhere around there. I still only bid 10 to 20 cents. I probably, with under three, I'd probably be closer to 15 cents. Now, I do create my books in mind that I'm going to advertise them. So I try and compete in niches that are a little bit more niche down. So I'm not with a 10 to 20 cent bid. I'm not planning on doing cat notebooks, right? That is really competitive. Now, cat, I don't know, cat notebooks with people who like to knit, maybe that, right? Because that's like a pretty specific niche. I would probably do like knitting and cats. I could probably do an ad on that, but $7.99, yeah, 10 to 20 cents. Books price $13.90, 25 cents. You got to get into it and decide. It's the niche, and it's what you're making as far as your profit. So start. What I always say is start low, and you can move up, right? If you want to start high, that's fine. Totally your choice. But I always start low and then move up. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Karen. Yep. We'll be here. So I will see you guys all in 2 weeks live. Next week, I'll have a show just taped for you guys. And thanks so much for being here. All right. Bye.